In the name of international news media, once again, this is your host, Awi Abayari, welcoming you to another edition of Immigration Update on the Air. We have, as always, Attorney Jack Golan of Papkin, Shamir, and Golan Law Offices, and his telephone number, if you were to call during our program for immigration consultation for free, that's 213-383-3222. And if you were to visit him, call him first for an appointment. 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1918 in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the show, Immigration Update on the Air, Attorney Golan.
I'm always happy to be with you and with your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are very hopeful that today you will have a lot of wonderful good news and the latest news developments for our listeners and viewers, Attorney Golan.
Well, there are some good news. There is some good news. His immigration service became bothered by the huge backlog of cases in immigration court. They supposedly have 1,600,000 cases pending in immigration courts, and it doesn't seem to move. So they decided to take some steps in order to reduce this backlog. First of all, they issued guidelines to ICE and other parts of the enforcement system not to start deportation cases, and to people who are not guilty of serious criminal cases, serious criminal offenses, which means if you just have an immigration case that gets denied, just because you didn't have enough proof for your case, or because your marriage fell apart, they will not start a deportation case for you. Also, if they just run into you for some reason, but you did not commit a crime, they will not start a deportation case for you. Also, if your good neighbor is sending a poison pen letter against you, or if your cousin who hates you is sending a letter to immigration against you, they will not start a deportation case against you. So the idea is to reserve the deportation system only for really serious cases. Mm-hmm. Secondly, this was one side of the coin. The second side is the government lawyers were instructed to review all the pending deportation cases, because during the past 4 or 5 years, they started a lot of deportation cases for all kinds of nonsense reasons. So they got instructions to review all the pending cases, and if any case is not one of the criteria for serious cases, they should just close it. So even cases that are already filed in court, where you already got notice to appear in immigration court for a deportation hearing, even those cases will be closed in a much more aggressive manner in order to reduce a huge backlog in immigration court. So this is the good news of the past week or so. Mm-hmm. Less deportation cases.
That's really good news, Attorney Golan. Very, very good news. So that means to say that they're trying to reduce the backlog of cases. So are we seeing acceleration of the processing of various types of cases in the immigration office?
No, this got nothing to do with immigration office. This is only in immigration court.
I see.
Now, about the immigration office, the government apparently received an additional allocation of $250 million from Congress. Congress gave them additional money, a lot of money, for the purpose of reducing the backlog in immigration offices. Mm-hmm. It may take some time before we feel the effect of this additional budget, because they need to hire more officers and they need to train them. But it may happen that pretty soon we will feel the effect, because they will also put the existing staff of the Immigration Service to work more hours, to work overtime, maybe also work on weekends, and move more cases to conclusion.